Yo,
Yo, yo.
I'm Wes,
And I'm older Wes.
and we're here today to react to some new music, some music that just came out, some music that is shifting the world's conversation on what art is. Today, we have been blessed with the new Kendrick Lamar album.
Wow, yeah.
It came out on Friday. It's called Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers. It's a double disc album, 18 songs. I don't want to do the whole album. It's pretty long, like an hour, 18 minutes or whatever. Okay. So we're just going to react to some of the more popular songs, some of the more contentious songs, some of the more provocative songs.
He seems to have quite an audience. I think he sort of was organic in his growth and development. So it seems like he has been one of those self-made artist, wherein he didn't rely on a lot of the corporate kinds of things to get him to where he is.
I feel that. I would agree with you on a lot of points there. Judging from like my fandom of him, it started back in 2011. I heard Rigor Mortis. I love the song. I never heard anybody rap like that. And then I saw him live in concert before he blew up on a national level, and it was just very real, genuine emotions that he was putting on the stage, along with like real stories from his life and his experiences, and stories a lot of people can learn from. And I think he's continued to do that, even though hip hop in a lot of ways has gone pop music. People aren't really trying to imbue messages. Like the origin of hip hop is kind of getting muddled and lost in the current dynamic that we're existing in society, and he's definitely doing his part to bring back what hip hop is meant to be about. So I want to celebrate that on this channel, and that's why we're reacting to Kendrick Lamar. The first song that we're going to listen to today is called United in Grief. It is the intro to his new album, and I'll just let the song explain itself.
I hope you find some peace of mind in this lifetime.
Tell them the truth.
I hope you find some paradise.
Tell them the truth. Tell them you're.
I've been going through something. 1,855 days. I've been going through something.
That is a predator in reverse. All of your presidents he would thirst. What is a neighborhood reputable? That is a snitch on a pedestal. What is a house with a better view? A family broken in variables. What is a rapper with jewelry? A way that I show my maturity. What if I call on security? That mean I'm calling on God for purity. I went and got me a therapist. I can debate on my theories and sharing it. Whoa. Consolidate all my comparisons. Humbling up because time was imperative. Whoa. Started to feel like it's only one answer to everything. I don't know where it is. Whoa. Popping a bottle with Claritin. Whoa. Is it my head or my arrogance? The new Mercedes with black G-Wagon away from. It was all for rap. I was 28 years young, 20 mil in tax. Bought a couple of mansions just for practice. 500 in jewelry, chain was magic. Never had it in public. Late reaction, 50K to cousins. Post a caption. Pray none of my enemies hold me captive. I grieve different.
I'm still trying to figure out where he's coming from. It seems like he's some things been happening over the last whatever number of days those add up to.
The days between the release of his last album, Damn, and this album.
Okay.
So about 5 years.
About 5 years, okay. I didn't do the math like that. I knew it was a long time. But I'm digging the beat right now. It's still sort of, and just based on that older West man, I'm trying to dissect through. I mean, I'm trying to go through everything I'm hearing to see where that common thing is, and I'm not quite sure.
In that first part, that comes in with the piano, right? And it's kind of like, I kind of think about the production as being like a backdrop to what his thoughts are actually thinking in his mind.
Okay.
So he has that little piece, and then there's like these violent kind of piano stabs. Dum, dum, dum. And it feels like a horror movie kind of. He's like, I've been going through something, be very afraid. So he's talking to his psychologist. He's going to therapy or whatever for whatever has been going on in his life. So I feel like he is going through all these dynamics of his identity and what's going on in the world and how it is in contrast with his actual life. So like, for example, him, like, what's a neighborhood reputable? A person that is out here that's, you're the face of Compton. You are the positive energy that's flowing. You're telling our stories. You're doing good. But in real time, it's like, nah, you just snitching on the hood and
tell everybody what's going on.
Everybody's business. Like a fan base, people will say like people like Kendrick and J. Cole are profiting off of black trauma. There's that level of like, and it's really people who read a lot of books and call themselves being like academia, where they get this idea that like, oh, you're just profiting off of black trauma and that's all, you're propagating it by speaking on it. People put these ascribe things to people, which is their actual lived in experiences.
Right.
It's like, okay, your experience is wrong. You're giving your experience the wrong way. Your experience is doing this to us. I feel like it's just the natural progression of your life. It's not really like the evolution of the music just comes from the evolution of your perspective on what's happening to you.
But does it change? But if somebody who's putting out an album every other year or twice a year and it's still the same thing, is it cathartic or is it just kind of like gratuitous? I mean, it's just like, let's just throw it out here and
it's just a lot of people just throw it out there. I think the fact that he took 5 years off is like
says a lot about.
Like he didn't want it. Like he has never, none of his albums sound the same. You know, they're not tackling the same subjects, even if they're speaking about black plight. It's from different areas or different moments of his life. So now he's taking us back into, we can get into that part a little bit. The new Mercedes with black G-Wagon, the Where You From, it was all for rap. I was 28 years young, 20 mil intact. So he's just taking us through how like his life has sped up. He is now successful. So the beat speeds up and the beat is less like just the vibe, because it completely crushes the vibe that we had before with the piano. So now he's like, okay, I'm going to make it feel like how my life felt, how my mental felt, going through these paces this fast, that like having this success. You see what I'm saying? So everything is like an artistic choice with him, and that's what I really appreciate, is the intentionality behind all his decisions. He's buying all this jewelry, chains, all this money he's using, and he's not even showing it off. He's not one of those rappers that
Not
shows
in public,
off.
yeah.
Never had it in public. Late reaction. So the fact I'm telling you now, and you might, a person, a very, not a shallow person, but a person that's like, oh, chains, whips, blah, blah, that's impressive. This impresses me. He's saying it now, and it's like, now, if you still have that reaction, like, dang, he's spending money like that, late reaction.
But he does have it.
He does have it. He does have it. Before we move on, I want to get back into that first part with the piano. The world that I'm in is a cul-de-sac. The world that we in is just menacing. The demons portrayed as religionists. I wake up in the morning, another appointment. I hope the psychologist is listening. So in that, I feel personally like he's trapped. Like he feels very like he thought he could do, like, shift the world, shift the culture with his music, and he was doing a fair part of that. People really were like leaning on Kendrick Lamar as this person, almost like a savior of hip hop in some way, and not even hip hop, like life. There's like the way he goes about it and the way he talks about it and what messages he was putting in his music. A lot of people were learning things from him, and so I think he was a bit crushed under the pressure of having people lean on him that way. And when he says like, I'm starting to feel like it's only one answer to everything, I don't know where it is, like it's not with me. I don't got it. I'm not Jesus. We all try to be God like, but I'm not that person for this. Is not working out. And then the whole that the world that I'm in is a cul-de-sac. I personally relate to that line, because I be feeling like everything just leads back to myself. No matter what is going on in the world, what kind of ills are happening, what's going on in life, none of it matters unless I do my part to fix me and my personal kind of deal. So it's like everybody's world, we pretending like we care about all these issues, the war in Ukraine, all this kind of stuff. But in real life, it's like we got to take care of us. And if everybody just took care of them, everybody be all right. And he can't even take care of himself because he's so focused on outside, the outside people, the outside critics, all this kind of stuff.
The weight of all that. Yeah, I think it all starts with each of us.
Yeah,
being the best you that you can be. And that's all subjective, right? Being the best you that you can be, that's subjective, right?
I don't think so.
Okay, you think it's objective? The best you that you can be.
And somewhere in the multiverse, there's the best version of you, the you that exemplifies everything that you do.
But I'm saying, wouldn't that be still you? Subjectively is you versus objectively being the worldview of you. So wouldn't it be subjective? The best you that you can be is all about you. That's subject.
Me personally, I think that there's something beyond us and our perception of things. I think that there's like God. So like there's an objective like, yo, this version of you is a nicer, they do things like the things that we read in books or what we watch in movies, what we see in characters, we're like, we like that character. The only reason we like that is because it's a part of us. Like we like that in us, and if we exemplify that objectively is a better version of us based on our subjective personal kind of thing. But it's still like an objective diagnostic we can give to things.
It's almost like there being a right or wrong.
Nah, I don't want to go that far.
Okay.
I don't want to go that far.
I'm just dealing with a very basic definition of subject.
Yeah.
Okay, subjectivity would be from my point of view, and I've been the best I can be. But I do understand that there is a different perspective.
I feel that. All right, we'll continue. Kendrick Lamar, United in Grief, with the second verse. You good? You at the bottom. What you
Skip
do?
all the way down there. It's ready here. Okay. All right.
I agree different. I met her on the third night in Chicago, North America tour, my eye closed. P545, she was a model, dedicated to the songs I wrote in the Bible. Eyes like green, penetrating the moonlight, hair done in a bun, energy in the room like Big Bang for theory. God, hoping you hear me. Phone out the ring, but tell the world I'm busy. Fair enough. The new Mercedes with black G-Wagon away from. It was all for rap. I was 28 years young, 20 million in tax. Bought a couple of mansions just for practice. 500 in jewelry, chain was magic. Never had it in public. Late reaction, 50K to cousins. Post a caption. Pray none of my enemies hold me captive.
So yeah, that's United in Grief.
Yeah, that was. I mean, it was moving in a lot of different ways. I mean, especially the change in the tempo and the different. Inflection of what his emotions were and reflect on where he's been.
The way he raps is very like jazzy, like it's completely what's the word? Improvised.
And improvisational would be a derivative.
That's what I wanted to say. It's very improvisational with the way he goes about these flows, and like when the beat first starts and it's doing the chaotic rapid drums, the way he comes in, Black G, it's like he's tap dancing on the beat. Like his words are literally hitting it at the perfect angles and all kinds of stuff, and just the level of technical precision while also keeping this story going. Like he's telling us a story about how he's been drowning his sorrows, he's losing friends and family in Compton, all these things are going on, and he is just spending money to bury all the pain that he's feeling. And Kendrick Lamar, even though he's been very vulnerable and honest and very like perceptive, he hasn't really like let us in on his personal life. It's been very separate. He's not a person that's like outside like Drake is, for example. We don't know everything about every girl he dates or whatever's going on in his life. And so him bringing us into his like actual mental state in these therapy sessions, really, it's just a very vulnerable kind of place to be in.
So it still speaks to, I think, his genius.
Yeah.
Insofar as being able to give us that.
It's hard to rap like that. It's so hard to put words together just talking, but then to be able to do it where it's still conversational, but it's to the beat and it hits exactly where the beat is. And it's a crazy amount of intelligence, timing, rhythm, flow. Just man.
How long was he in the studio for this? Do you know?
I don't know, but he said he had, on another song, he said he had writer's block for 2 years. So
that's why I was thinking, if it's 5 years since his last album, then it took time to go through and to process and to get to a point where he was able to move on. But it takes time sometimes.
Yeah. So that's United in Grief.
Okay.
We're gonna do some more videos, but I'm just gonna have a little outro here because I'm gonna split these up into one video segments. So stay tuned for more reactions to Kendrick Lamar. Without any further ado, we'll leave you with that peace, love, and power. I stole it from him.
He stole it, but I'm still gonna do this. Peace, love, always power.
Peace.